Hello and happy Monday, June 30th. I'm here to check in a little bit about our exam one results and about your final project for this class. Happy last day of Pride. Although it's Pride year round in my house, but happy last day. We'll have the Pride flag on the pole on campus. Yeah, so congratulations on finishing your first exam. I'm happy with the results. The class average was a 71%, which is a pretty nice solid average. High score was a 98%. Woohoo! That's pretty typical of what I see for exam one. Historically, folks seem to think that exam one is the hardest exam because you're not just figuring out like the content of like what is geography, but also who's this Rachel lady and what does she want on this exam? And I know some folks were thrown off by the having proctorial, but also allowed to use your textbook. Memorizing random facts and then just forgetting them after your exam is not a useful educational technique. I know that most of you are not geography majors, and so I'm not as interested in you memorizing random stuff as I'm interested in you knowing how to find material given the resources that you have access to. That is a much more important skill that will serve you not just in this class, but in whatever your major is, whatever your career is. How you find the answer is a lot more important than what the answer is, which is why I allow you to use your textbook and your Canvas page. If you were confused by that proctorio setting, the practice exam should let you take it as many times as you need to kind of figure out your settings for your computer and whatnot. Um, Really, as long as you're not using ChatGPT, I'm happy. So congratulations on the exam. And if you miss the exam or if you are not happy with your exam score, remember you can drop your lowest in this class and that's automatically done through Canvas. You don't have to do anything. The magical Canvas gnomes that live in the computer do it for you. But exam two and three will be the same style. So now you know what to expect. Okay, cool. So we are now well into module three, which is my favorite module because it's all the plant stuff, and I'm a plant nerd. Module three, I think, is the easiest to study for because now you have a very, very cohesive, oh yeah, climate is water, which is precipitation, and oh yeah, animals and plants, or animals need plants and plants need water, and it all kind of fits together. So for this one, even though yes, it's broken up into the different lessons, try like making a spreadsheet of like everything all at once. I think in the one of the biome ones, I have a copy of a spreadsheet for you to fill in. You'll see a lot of the terminology used repeatedly, like the word savanna and the word rainforest. It means things both in the climate world and then in the biome world. And that's not by accident. That's the same. You see the same kind of plants and the same kind of precipitation patterns in both places. So we use the same terminology. So I think module three is easier to study for, but I'm also a giant plant geek, so I'm biased. To have my Lego flowers all over my office. Cool. The next thing I want to talk about is your final project. Thank you so much to those of you who have submitted your proposals. I'm about halfway through reading those, so you may have already gotten some comments. You may not have gotten them yet. I'm kind of doing it alphabetical. So far with great ideas. I'm loving all the ideas folks have. I want to talk about what kind of your deliverable is for this, because it's a little different than probably most of you have seen before. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Do, 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 do. All right, cool. So don't worry about the dates on this. I just copy pasted from last semester because it's the same idea. By now you will have done our environmental justice lecture, so you know what environmental justice is. You've seen some examples of environmental justice. It is weird teaching this in 2025 because the EPA has literally taken down their environmental justice webpage. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Me and all my climate science friends are just like, what? Anyways, I digress. So again, most of you are not geography majors, and many of you are not full-time Skyline College students. You might be at a four-year, or you might be in high school trying to fill in your GEs. So I want you to take this project and make it meaningful for you. I think one of the most annoying things about college is having to write a big paper about something that you do not care about. You're like, I'm doing this 'cause I have to, I hate it, bye. That's no fun. We know that people are more invested emotionally and physically in something that that actually is meaningful to them. So make this meaningful for you. Um, and by that, I mean that you get to choose your topic. And again, people have some great ideas. A few of you have been telling you to kind of like narrow it down. God, again, this is a lower division GE course. Some of you are like PhD dissertation, bring it in, right? So let's focus on something we can do in this span of this course. Here's some ideas. Again, really great ideas. But what I want to focus on is so pick something that is meaningful to you, whether it is something that maybe impacts you or your family directly. I've had lots of students in the past write about something that they specifically experienced, or their family experienced, or their ancestors experienced, or depending on where you live in the world, that you see happening here in California, or if you're on the East Coast, that you saw happen in New York or whatnot. Um, for if you have something that would tie in well to another course of study, I am a big fan of being able to weave in multiple classes. In fact, some of you have other professors who I work with closely. So if you are taking another class that deals with history of California, then could you maybe pick a topic that fills both classes? Or maybe if you are a mixed media major, can you do something that would fulfill this class and could also be used for a media class? Um, because as you go up in your education, especially once you get, if you go to grad school or specialized trade school, you'll start to see a lot of the same information just kind of repeated in different structures in different ways, different lenses of looking at something. And so it's a great way to practice that. Plus, if you're going to have to do a paper, might as well knock out two classes at the same time. I'm fine with it. In fact, I love talking to my colleagues, being like, oh my gosh, did you see that project that they worked for both our classes? I love it. It's amazing. Um, so some examples of that is in the deliverables, right? This is an online class, so we don't get to have the fun little pizza party at the end, but I will try to post things to your Canvas so you can see what your classmates have done. Really, as long as you have, I'm looking for three big things, right? Well, four technically. One visual element, one written element. You need to fully address that of all those above questions that are in the previous 3 pages, and you need to cite your sources. Those are the four things I'm looking for. Okay. If you want to do just the very classic thing that probably most of you have been doing since you were in the 5th grade, make a poster and write a paper. Done. Right? So make a poster with some cool pictures on it, write a short essay. Please don't write more than 5 pages. I've got to read a lot of these, right? Very straightforward. Most of you done that before. If you hate writing, if you don't like making posters, if you have another skill set that you're passionate about, try that. I have literally had students make sculptures for this class that reflected environmental justice. I've had multiple students do that. I've had multiple students do songs. I had a music video. One person did a music video. One person did a poem along with a photo collage. It's really as long as there's something written and something visual, and you are fully explaining your topic, go with it, right? Again, if you want something that you've done 1,000 times, paper and poster is pretty hard to argue with. But if you are also taking a painting class and you can do a painting that fulfills both of these things. Wow. I had a student write a whole play once. Like, again, as long as you're fulfilling the topics, I want this to be a meaningful project for you. Because again, there's nothing more annoying than doing a whole bunch of work that is going to sit in a drawer and you'll never look at it again. Versus something that you're proud of that you can put in your portfolio, so on and so forth. I think that's all I have scheduled. It is a short week because of the holiday. I mean, I'm around, but I don't expect you to be. I'll try to post a bunch of stuff so that you can get ahead of the weekend if you so choose. Any questions? Send me an email. I also remember I have Zoom office hours. Only a handful of folks have come by. I'm so lonely. And I also can make appointments if the 5:30 6:30 doesn't work for you. I know it's right in the middle of your time. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.